Hey everybody, KC here. So Axios had a story, and this is not going to come as a surprise to a lot of people, talking about how America is rapidly getting older and how the country is really kind of unprepared for this. But the numbers are staggering, even to me. Apparently, Americans 65 and older will make up more than 20% of the population by 2030. That's up from 17% just 2 years ago. Those are census projections. And the thing is, seniors, because they're becoming an increasing percentage of the population, and going to become more so as there are even better improvements in terms of longevity, well, man, they're going to have to require a lot more and longer care. Federal funding on Medicare is expected to go up. It better, quite frankly, because I'm in that number. I intend to use it for a long, long time. But yeah, the country is kind of unprepared for that. The change is going to be felt economy-wide because basically a smaller share of the population will be of working age, and then more may drop out of the workforce because they may have to take on caregiving responsibilities. So it's going to put a lot of pressure on a lot of companies. And quite frankly, there are already healthcare shortages. We know that. But I have to tell you, I am somewhat sanguine about all these changes. I was watching a commercial just the other day, and it was for some insurance scheme, and scheme makes it sound negative. It wasn't really a scheme. It was an insurance deal, and the whole idea was that this woman who was of advanced age was able to have her granddaughter take care of her and actually pay her, which lovely. But the woman was 80. And I looked at her, she looked like she was 95 to me. I'm not trying to be unkind here, because listen, I'm going to be 70 at the end of this year. And I look at that and I like, well, age-wise, that's like almost tomorrow. And my intention is to not really need anybody to take care of me, certainly not that way in just a few years from now. Listen, I'm aware that anything can happen, right? You can have a stroke, you can have a heart attack, dementia can kick in. Or, a bus, boom, right? But my intention is to live as long and as actively as I possibly can. And I know that requires me to get, to eat right and get enough exercise. Although I've been clear on this here before, right? Which is, I'm not going to live forever if it means that it's going to feel like forever. I'm not taking Pinot Noir off my list anytime soon. I don't want to sound like the age wave folks here, but the fact is, I think, especially as the years go on, people who are getting older are not going to live like their parents did. They're going to have different kinds of lives, more active, more engaged, doing different kinds of things. And in some cases, we may decide at a certain point, hey, listen, I need to go work in a store because I want to contribute. I want to make a little money. I want to feel like I am an active and engaged part of society. And it's going to be up to companies to figure out how they're going to make that work. I just think for a lot of us, as we enter our older years, I don't think we want to think of them as being our twilight years. I think we want to think of them as the sun is out, man. We're having a good time. We are enjoying ourselves. It was fascinating. With WAFC, which I've talked about a lot, right? There was a speaker named Ryan Leaf, and he asked a lot of really, really good questions. And one of the questions he asked was this: what would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? About how that's a great way to live your life. And I think that's about that a lot, especially as I get older. What would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? That actually is what's on my mind. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.